Hello, all greetings. This is Gilles Mention. I also like come and say hello. Wish you a good day. To continue to discuss those principles of ascension, for we are shifting from dimension to dimension. When I talk about dimension, I'm not talking about this linear process of mathematical dimensions. I'm talking about densities of experience, for we are connected to a 12-dimensional matrix of reality, the densities of experience. For most humans today only believe in the third dimension, the dimension of senses, of physicality, that is perceived as real by the ego. For every dimension is real to those beings who are living within those dimensions, for beliefs makes it real, but welcome to discover there are higher planes of reality, of consciousness, such as animals live in the second dimension, and for them their reality is completely real. They do not have this judgment, reflection. They live purely in the now. Yet they are, when we dream, we move in the fourth dimension. The reality is far more flexible. Yes. And so we are essentially, we're going to be discovered this grand portal, the eternal soul, and the science will have to adapt to that. So it is, for we already are multi-dimensional beings. We are the center core of ourself. We are already eternal and infinite. We all are the same internally. We have an inner self. We are energetic source beings that are all that is, that are connected to all that is within ourselves, which is our soul, which is our creator, which is our soul group, our guides, the company of heaven, the archangels, the ascended master, all the beloved departed. Everybody in the non-physical world is connected through that inner core. And so it is, sometimes we choose to we have energetic signatures that makes certain energies that have become dominant within ourselves, and so we have to follow the heart, for the heart knows. I hope those messages resonate with you. Everything is just perspective in the here and now. There is only here, there is only now, and that will ever be only that. For the past can never be, the future can never be. It will only be here and now. It is not an easy understanding for temporal beings to fully integrate that. But we are doing that. We are moving from each and every day, moving from the present eventually into the presence of that which is the now of the one. I'm going to read the cards for the 7 chakras. Chakras are energetic centers that are connected to the non-being, the invisible world. They're not recognized in Occidental science as real reality, but they are the structure base of our energetic body, and eventually they're going to fuse into this pillar of light. And we are about to ascend into a new level of consciousness as a collective, which will allow us to find freedom and to find joy and happiness. And we're going to heal all illness. We're going to find abundance for all kinds of things. But we have to work day by day to free ourselves, to address those inner self. So the chakras are aligned on the vertical axis. For there are many other forms of energetic bodies that could also work from just addressing the most general way. At the root base, where all the challenges are, for it is our roots, we have this reconciliation. On the earth plane, on the navel, the chakras of sexuality and harmonization. We have the solution. For the solution is presenting itself in our solar plexus, our power center. The lower chakras are creative, the 3 higher chakras are receptive, and the heart is neutral. It blends in all the energy, then unify them. So in the power center, the solar plexus, we have knowledge. In our hearts, we have the determination. In our communication, our throat chakra is the assess. Cheminement is the assess. It's moving step by step. What we see in our third eye chakra, the seat of our consciousness, is light. We see the light. So we put our hand on the light and we follow the light. And what we have on our crown chakra, for the 6 and 7 chakras are really essential in our spiritual evolution. We have intuition. For intuition will open up to so much more. So follow your intuition, follow your whatever feeling you have that leads you to something good, that makes you feel good, is what you want to follow. In our earth chakra, earth star chakra, which is below our feet, that connects us to Mother Earth, to our physical energy, our grounding energy, we have well-being. For we want to feel anchored. We want to anchor our energy as much as possible with and on the soul star chakra, which is a silver light, a silver star, Merkaba, that spins above our head, that is the future. We have consolation. So we're gonna be able to reconcile, to find this well-being, to heal all those things that needs to be healed in order to find this wholeness. Well, I hope this resonated with you. I wanted to say that everything is two things. I want to recommend a book that was a spectacular book. That's, if you have not read it, it's probably an audiobook in YouTube. It was a book written 4,000 years ago by a great master of wisdom, Hermès Trismégiste, who is the father of philosophy. And he was carried on through the centuries as a book named the Corpus Hermeticum. It was a book that created many breakthroughs in science. It is because Isaac Newton translated from Latin into English this Corpus Hermeticum that he made all of this scientific discovery. Although now we're transcending Newton. We still and so now it's known as the Kybalion, the Hermetic principle. It's very essential. So I recommend. The understanding is that everything is two things, that is wanted and non-wanted. It can be for love, it can be for money, it can be for negative habits, positive habits. Everything is wanted and not wanted. So sometimes we ask for something, but within ourselves we hold the frequency of not having it. So it is very delicate for what we can't really move from, and something that we do not have, and feeling that we have what we do not have, for that is the energy we project. It's kind of subtle, but we want to slow down the momentum. We want to slow down the flow that is of that which is unwanted, so that we can progressively accept that which is wanted and broadcast that to the universe so it can manifest. We want to align with the source within ourselves. For at the core, we are all the same. We are all one. And so when something unwanted happens through our minds, rather than criticizing, which is beliefs or thoughts or habits or situation, rather than criticizing and fighting against it, we want to slow it down. We want to let it pass. We want to focus on something else, to train our mind and our thoughts to not hold on, to not nourish those energy of the unwanted, the energies of the past, in order to allow it to flow without and so we can slowly but surely move into the broadcasting energy of that which is wanted, which is true abundance, which is freedom, which is the liberation from all forms of karma. What we seek is to reach that fifth density, fifth dimension, the point of liberation, the interconnected matrix of the universe, our multi-dimensional self. But even since we are doing that in a physical form, or we still have a physical biological body, we may still be trapped within a karmic cycle, which is a third and fourth dimension essentially, which is the astral and the karma, the emotion. So we want to raise, if possible, once we reach the fifth dimension, to ask to connect to the sixth dimension, where we find full integration, where we become free from karma, where we rediscover all the Akash, we become master of ourselves, we discover our unity with the One. And then eventually we want to ask to connect to our seventh dimensional being, body, which will bring new energy. It is the completion of the detachment from attachment. There's a complete separation from the attachment. It is a point where we achieve total mastery. We can materialize or dematerialize. We have access to all kinds of magic power. Our thoughts become reality. And so what we think becomes, and that is connects us to the alignment with our soul and soul group, which opens the portal to the eighth dimension. The eighth dimension will be very powerful for us to discover, because it brings divine understanding, divine concept, and it becomes a testing ground to test timelines, to see when we project. We've been used to use that as the fourth dimension astral planes to our dreams, but when we move into the eighth dimension, we are far more integrated in exploring the potential of situation. And if we do not like a timeline, we dissolve it and we create something else. And so that opens, and then we'll open up for the 8th, 9th dimension, above the 7th dimension. It is a formless. We no longer have forms, with just pure energy. And we open to the 9th dimension, which is the divine alignment with the plan, the alignment with the divine. We receive direct guidance from our Creator that comes from the 10th dimension, the great central sun. For the Akash, There is Akash in all dimensions, but essentially it's in the fourth dimension, the sixth dimension, and the ninth dimension. Those are different levels of integration of the Akash. And so what you want to do, if you wish to do that, is to do a meditation, to sit in meditation and call on from the first to the ninth dimension, one at a time. Call on the first dimension, receive all the necessary information to uplift all your cells, then that forms into organic reality, the organs, the energy within ourselves that comes to that gather at the center in the second dimension. Then you call on the third dimension, you receive all that you need to receive in the highest form from the third dimension, from the physical material body, the physical timeline. Then you call on the fourth dimension, you align with the most positive energy dream, where you balance out and you balance out all energy, and you find the karmic resolution. You move into the fifth dimension and you receive this interconnectivity that will open up all your psychic senses. You move into the sixth dimension, and where you have this integration that's been anchored deeper within yourself, and you become the eye of God, anchored in reality in the seventh dimension. Then you move into the eighth dimension, you connect to your collective soul, and you receive whatever is necessary and appropriate for you. You can ask your guides or angels or archangels to assist you in this process. And then the ninth dimension, where everything is aligned within the divine plan of the eternal divine plan, where we become one with the one, and we become one with the great central sun in the 10th dimension. And so this is just a meditation. I thought I'd come and share a few thoughts and ideas. I'm going to pull 4 cards from the Akash to see what may be the information that we're... So the highest wisdom for us today is Atlantis. It's reconnecting to this memory of Atlantis, to heal all the memories of Atlantis. For Atlantis and Lemuria were 2 great civilizations, but even one was before the other, but eventually the Atlantis destroyed Lemuria. Atlantis had 2 very separated societies. One that was patriarchal, hierarchic, militarist and corporatist, which was the Aryans and the sons of Belials, and then the other ones were very matriarchal, very advanced spiritually and scientifically, which was the society of Poseida, the Atlara, and we incarnated in both civilizations in order to balance out all these energies from the past. So now it's like all these emerging energies. For Atlantis, there is a great need to heal the wounds of the destruction of Atlantis, but there's also all kinds of knowledge that will come from the awakening those memories of Atlantis and Lemuria. What we need to understand is transport. We want to allow ourselves to be transported, to stay on the rail. It's also about understanding that all the realm of transport is being shifted. Everything's going to be shifting. We're going to discover new. For we have the planes, the boats, the trains, the cars, everything. It's like there is a great deal of transformation. We want to. Everything will be transformed eventually. It will take time, for it is a process. But for now, we want to be seated in as much as possible in this train of ascension and allow ourselves to be carried. What we need to do is the great priest of priestess. We have to come back to our power. We have to remember. We have to allow ourselves this memory of when we were fully in empowerment. We had the incarnation where we had full understanding and some greater knowing of ourselves, and we had those magic powers where we could serve and be connected to the whole of life. And so this is what we have to do, to connect to this empowerment, and the outcome is traveling or living. So there'll be a lot of traveling that will be happening. I wanted to say that for anyone. There's been decree that has been announced that the Himalayas are being cleansed. So do not go there to climb those mountains. Please leave the Himalayas alone. For people there are going to be given the opportunity to relocate for a while. So please do not defy the divine in trying to explore Nepal, Tibet. It's not the moment. It is not the time. There's been all kinds of dark energy that have been stored in those mountains that have been accumulated through the millennium that needs to be released. And so please leave the Himalayas alone. And another thing, the ocean, unless you are called to go on the ocean, which is okay, it's like better to leave the oceans. It's much more difficult to leave the ocean alone, but for humanity. But it's like still do not go on a cruise unless you're really called to do that, because the bottom of the oceans are being are being cleansed as well. So there is a great deal of transformation that is not seen by the surface humanity, but that is happening as the company of heaven are transforming, are cleansing all kinds of spots on the earth. So follow your heart. Your heart will always tell you what is right for you. Thank you for liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing, and for following those messages. I wanted to, the paintings behind me is like, sometimes it takes me a while to understand the sense of my paintings. It takes me a while, I pen them and then I look at it, and but then slowly the information comes. This one is very powerful, I really like it. I may do a canvas on it. Is the idea of the ego, the soul, and the God self. So as it ascends, it becomes more and more real. For the ego, it is real, but it's not. It's very fading away. And then the soul is far more. It resembles the ego, but more beautiful and more solid. When the God self is a bit different. It is way above it all, and it's like so. It is a very interesting piece, I think. And this painting is from 2015. It's my first one of the first astronomy painting that I did on this subject. I would be completely incapable of creating a copy of it. It's like so much subtleties and so many things going on top of each other. I'd love to do another version of that, but I don't think I could. So I'll do new ones, of course. And for there is all kinds of stories, energies. Some of them they're all connected to us. They're all part of our inner self. All those great energies are part of us inner self, and we choose to utilize certain of them. And for that, we let our heart determine what is most appropriate for us in each and every moment. I'm going to finish with a song. I was going to sing a song, but it was just a bit too long, so I chose a love song. So I chose another one that's a bit shorter. It's also a love song to finish in music. It's a song by Todd Duncan. It's called The Enchained Melody. Oh, my love, my darling, I've hungered for your touch a long, lonely time, and time goes by so slowly, and time can do so much. Are you still mine? I need your love. I need your love. Godspeed your love to me. Lonely rivers flow to the sea, in the open arms of the sea. Lonely rivers cry, wait for me, wait for me. I'll be coming home, wait for me. Oh, my love, my darling, I've hunger for your touch a long, lonely time, and time goes by so slowly, and time can do so much. Are you still mine? I need your love. I need your love. God speed your love to me. Thank you very much for sticking till the end. I wish you a wonderful day. I hope you can utilize those eclipse energy, for we're still working with this eclipse energy in this transmutation, letting the old behind and getting ready for the great galactic new year on the 26th, and then later the 8/8 portal on August 8th, the great opening of the galactic center, the Lion's Gate, which will reactivate all the pyramids around the world and activate new grid, and we'll be able to our consciousness will be able to utilize all this grid for far more enjoyment and connection to our true self. I thank you very much. Namaste.